Hello, everyone. I'm Gary Maloney from Sacktown Slam Down, and this is a special edition. Um, Honestly, this story broke about, I want to say, 2 days ago that Xavier Woods, Brad Maddox, and Paige there were pictures and a new video of them on the internet, and that story pretty much caught fire very quickly. Now, this has been talked about for the last 2 days, so really, I only want to give my opinions of what the fallout is going to be for these guys. Brad Maddox, he's already deleted all of his social media standing, all of that stuff, and that is, completely understandable. That's for sure. Especially after something like that, I wouldn't want to get be getting hit on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or anything based on that. Um, I was a little worried that the YouTube video that he posted last night on Sunday night, it was very cryptic and it sounded like he was going to kill himself. So, real worried on that one, but I as of Monday, which is when this is being filmed, I hadn't seen anything about him killing himself just yet, so that's probably a good sign. He was probably drunk, and considering the size of his pupils, I wouldn't doubt that. Um, Other than that, no other fallout for him because he no longer works for WWE. Then you have Paige, and there's a lot going on with that story, or this story when it comes to Paige. And Paige has got 2 suspensions, and she needs neck surgery. So, there's no way of telling now how deep this is going to get the company as far as their sponsorships, because the company's sponsored by Mattel and Nabisco and General Mills and family-based companies like that. I mean, if I hear Snickers and KFC anymore, that's going to drive me crazy. But, you get the gist of their sponsorships, very large corporate companies that they're not going to look at this and be very happy. Now, in the contracts that they sign, obviously things like this, when you get hacked, which is, if you don't understand, you know, her phone or what have you, computer was hacked, and these images were leaked online by someone else. And it is unfortunate that it happened with Paige because she's basically she probably doesn't have a career left. I don't think she had a career left in WWE even before it happened. Now I think after the fact, I think that they're just gonna let her contract run out or just let her go during spring sweeps. I don't really see what more WWE is going to do in that end or to that regard. I think that it's unfortunate because Paige is great talent. She knew how to wrestle. She was probably the first person, up to that point since, other than AJ Lee, that knew how to wrestle when she first came in. She won her first mainstream match at WrestleMania against AJ Lee for the Divas title. Granted, this was before takeovers, so and I think that it's sad to see how that that's progressed, and with this, everyone right now is covering it to see how it progresses. Really depends on what happens tonight on Raw. I mean, they're in New York, which is known to be a snarky crowd. I would now not doubt that they will have signs. People will try to be sneaking in signs about New Day, or or just do something, but it's it's bad. I mean, the memes I've seen, the things that I've seen, it would be very, very, very easy to sneak sign into Madison Square Garden, and boom, that becomes a very bad thing, and with just one camera shot, and just the chance that could possibly come up. I mean, the New Day's whole chant is New Day rocks. I mean, can you? I mean, there is one word when you think of sex scandal that comes to mind that rhymes with rocks. If you catch my drift, I guarantee the whole night you would be hearing that chant. Um, a lot of people. The guy's name is Xavier Woods. I think there's another little thing they could start chanting. And, so they do not want this to get out of hand. And I think that Xavier Woods is a great athlete, and I think he's a great performer who got caught up in something a few years ago when he was just coming in that he didn't know was going to backlash on him at some point. But it has, and this is why I would just advise, like everyone, leave your sexual shit off of social media. I mean, you're not a teenager anymore, so especially if you're in WWE, don't act like a damn teenager. Leave that stuff where it needs to be left, in the bedroom, because anything, I don't know how and when phones and sex decided to be hand in hand, but and no, I don't mean phone sex. I mean literally taking yourself on your phone, doing God knows what, which is just stupid. It really, truly is. And I pity anyone right now that is disagreeing with me, because either A, you got no fucking common sense, or B, you do not realize how susceptible you are to being taken advantage of by people. Because people in this world will do whatever they can do to get ahead. I mean, that is the way that it is. Now, do I think that whoever did this had some sort of underlying cause to it? I don't know. I mean, why target Xavier Woods and Paige? Because obviously Brad Maddox, isn't in the picture right now, but it would have had to have been someone with access to Paige's phone for long enough to get those off of her, or had been an extremely good hacker, which you can never tell who's stupid and who's not in the WWE anymore. So But it is definitely something that you have to value. If you value your privacy, you can't put your private things on social media. That is such a huge, huge statement. And you can't, you just can't. And if you even want to begin to understand the kind of stress that those two are probably going through right now, Paige literally had to delete her social media site. And Xavier Woods, he's the host of Up, Up, Down, Down, which is which that's not a joke. That's the actual name of the show. But it's a video game show, and that regularly circulates wrestlers that are usually coming in to the locker rooms from off of being on stage. And I don't know. I mean, the future of that could be in jeopardy because and anything with the future of WWE, monetary business, and those two could be in jeopardy. Look at Paige's new movie that's coming out. Yeah, I mean, those funds to film that movie are partially The Rock's and partially WWE's. And then and Vince, before all this had happened, had agreed to be on Up, Up, Down, Down. I think if Vince has his way now, he will either probably do away with it just to get just to get Xavier off social media, period. Because I don't think that he's going to want him to have to deal with the snarks because, again, that can be a distraction. And I think going to WrestleMania, you don't want any distractions. So, granted, I don't think any of this is right. And, a plague upon you, whoever did this and whoever's threatening to do it to more WWE wrestlers. Honestly, this is also something similar happened to Seth Rollins 2 years ago. And, he came out on WrestleMania on top with the title after cashing the Money in the Bank. So I could be taking this, a little too far, but anytime anything sexual leaks online about something that's not supposed to be leaking, yeah, that's a big problem. And this is more than fake news. So, but honestly, it is very, very difficult to see where the career paths of these people are headed at this point because I figured Paige was going to be gone. And now I think WWE may cut their losses after WrestleMania. I think they may just eat the rest of her contract and say, get out of here, don't come back. I think that Xavier Woods. I think in the long term he'll be okay. His career will be fine as long as this never happens again. I think young people do stupid things. I mean, I'm a testament to that one. But I also, at the same time, feel like Xavier really, had fought to be this great star. And, he's fought to really get himself out there in the spotlight. And then he really starts to get pushed backward because of this. And I don't think that's really fair to him. It sucks. It's like, imagine, you go and you have sex with somebody, they tape it, they say, "Oh, I'm not gonna put it on the internet or anything. I just want it for this. I just want a memento." And so you're like, whatever. And then 2 years down the line, all of a sudden, it's all over the fucking internet. That would suck. And then to hear that someone else hacked it would suck even worse. So I don't know. At this point, I don't really got any more to say about it. I think that this is definitely an issue that if it becomes a bigger thing, I'll come back to. Um, uh, uh, other issues I just wanted to cover. First one, apparently there's a little bit of infighting backstage over Nakamura and and where Nakamura's going to end up. Vince wants him on Raw. Triple H wants him more on SmackDown. I'm more. I'd rather have him on SmackDown because his command of English isn't super great, but he's a wrestler. He knows what he's doing. And if they're going to lose AJ Styles to Raw, then put him on SmackDown. Another big thing that has come up is that we could be seeing a shift in tone potentially on if Hogan is at WrestleMania 33 or not, based on the turnout of what happens with Paige, Brad Maddox, Xavier Woods. And, I wish I could say that sucks for Hogan, but he could probably die with the money that he has left. So I'm betting that, it'll be upsetting to him, but, I don't think it's going to lose him any money in the long run. Other than that, there is not much else to report other than that match with Cassius Ohno last Wednesday on NXT was incredible. If you didn't see it, get on WWE Network and watch it because that was a classic match. Absolutely brilliant. It almost had me thinking that they might have Ono win it, and then it would have gotten really interesting. But a big chunk of me thought, for the most part, although it was 60-40 after he hit that spinning freaking jump kick, which, he saw, my name is Ryu from Street Fighter. But yeah, I think that I honestly never truly thought that Ono had a chance of even going in. I knew the takeover was going to be the title rematch between Bobby Roode and Shinsuke Nakamura. So, and that was it. It is beginning to look also. There are other spots. Wrestle Talk News has been talking about this. So Pro Wrestling Unlimited, that Asuka may be headed to SmackDown with the NXT title or women's title, which would be interesting. If this does happen, I would be very interested in seeing it. There's also talk that she could be the one that the reason they made the whole every woman on the SmackDown roster was to save Asuka for the end of it. Um, there's also another thing from Wrestle Talk News that apparently Naomi's dad accidentally tweeted that she would be at WrestleMania when they weren't supposed to say that. So she may be okay too in terms of things, which is good news because SmackDown needs all the good news it can get after having to have its SmackDown champion relinquish its title and having another SmackDown piece of talent get busted for a porno movie. I mean, uh, it's just not good on the news with Paige. And actually, she was hacked. So I should be a lot more careful in saying that she was hacked. So she shouldn't just post it online. Someone else posted it for her. Anyway, I'm Gary Maloney, and this is Sacktown Slam Down. So thank you, and I am out.